Tuesday we were working getting people in that corral and getting them back to that wall. So we're just going to use the back 'em up drill that we've used previously. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. But as soon as Dewey's back foot hits that wall or within kind of that half step of it, that's when I want to drive in, and I'm looking to put my head to the center of his chest, stepping to the outside of his leg, grabbing just a high single. So I'm here, I hit that 3, 1, 2. I'm going to step in, head in, and I'm not driving him into the wall, I'm driving him up the wall at kind of that 45-degree angle. So I'm here, driving him up. Then all we're going to do is scoop this foot, and I'm going to use my head to drag him down and sit him next to the wall. So I'm here, coming into that half guard position. He's going to be just off the wall here. Great. The only thing you got to watch is him trying to use this wall to get himself up. So one of the things we're going to do once we get him sat down against the wall, I'm going to cross my ankles and sit on his knee. So now when Dewey goes to move, he's got to move all of me to move. It's like a bead mount, but from half guard. So I'm here with Mr. Dewey. I hit that 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. My right leg steps behind his left foot. I'm putting my ear against his solar plexus, grabbing high single. Here, driving him up. Once we get our base in, I'm going to scoop this leg out and around using my head. Coming into this half guard, pinching on that leg, sitting on the knee. That's going to allow us to work from there. Questions on that initial single leg?
Do you want us to do that whole combo thing? Like,
yes, whole combo, back them into the wall. Because you got to get used to, if I'm striking with Dewey, my jab isn't going to get him back to that wall. So I got to be able to use that corral we were working Tuesday to where I can get him back there. That's why that Tuesday lesson feeds into this. So it's 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. Step. Here, hooking that foot, and I'm dragging it out to hit this tape. Once I'm here, I'm sitting right on, my cup is on top of his knee. Because now if Dewey goes to move, his leg's just stuck. And that allows me to do more with my hands because I don't have to worry about controlling his leg. I've now stopped his motion from his hips down. He's playing. Questions on that? All right, drill her out. 1, 2, 3. I start backing him up against the wall, right? Things are going well. And guys, that back him up drill I'm using with kind of that side shuffle to keep him moving backwards towards that wall. Now once he's here, and I step in to hit this single leg. Here, right? A lot of guys aren't going to like that, so they're going to start bringing their hips in, start turning into me here. Benefit of that is, a lot of times it's going to bring their hips together. So all I'm going to do is take my leg from the outside to the inside. I'm going to lock my hands under his butt, drop to this knee, turn that corner. Trying to turn him 90 degrees away from that wall. So I'm here, I drive him back, boom. I'm here and I'm trying to hit this, but he's got a good base, he does yoga and all this bullshit, right? I don't like that. So boom, all I'm gonna do is unhook this leg, drive this knee to the ground. As I'm there, I'm gonna turn this corner and lock my hands. That's gonna allow me to turn and drag him off that wall. Questions on that? I'm gonna walk through.
are you like?
Yes, I'm swinging and using my head, chest, and back to turn him.
Is there a reason that would be better than like if you've got your to just
Yes.
out?
So if I'm here, right, to drop in and drag him out, he's gonna have a good base against that wall. He's already turned his hips. So if Dewey's in on this single against me, right? I don't suck at wrestling most days. I'm gonna turn my hips to where he can't drag me out off this wall. Now he switches to that double and tries to start dragging.
Okay.
Like it's gonna be a lot harder to get my feet away from the wall. Where if he locks his hands behind my butt right now, of course. Now I can't use the wall as that third leg, third set of hands thing that we've talked about before. The wall can be a weapon or a liability, guys. If you let me sit here, so most of you guys weren't here for my first pro fight. Guy had the perfect game plan. To this day, I still think has had the best game plan to fight. He said, I know I'm going to, because he elbowed the fuck out of me. I said, we got to the back. I had 12 stitches, guys. I'm not shitting. It's supposed to be like an easy win first fight. I had 4, 4, 4, and then I had like a cut up here. And I'm like, what was your game plan, man? And he goes, oh, I knew you were going to take me down. The game plan was sit on the wall, make the takedown as hard and as long as I could so I could elbow you. So all he did was get to me and go, whack, whack, whack. Just started elbowing the fuck out of me. So you can't let them use the wall as a weapon against you. So if they're planted against the wall, Dewey has balance. I can't drive him backwards, drive him this way and that way, he's got a good base. So when I'm here, the goal isn't to drive him back and let him continue using the wall. The goal is to change that angle of attack so that he can't use that wall anymore. Now we're here, now I can turn his head back if I want, then I can start using the wall as a weapon for me. But if my back's planted against this wall, I'm a dick and a half to get down. So you have to be able to use it or change the angle off of it. So in that first one, I'm using a little bit of the wall's angle to set me up to turn. This one, I have to get you off the wall because you're using it.
So in your first fight, what would you act? Is that what you should have done differently than when he was at?
I should have been turning angles. I was going to double him into the first row. I was dumb, and I was just going to double him into the first row. That was where we were going. We were going through the wall because that was all I could think to do. It wasn't even driving him up the wall at that point. I worked with a guy named James Lee out of Michigan. We met him a couple different times. Really great, black belt, fought in pride. He was like, why are you driving people into the wall? Drive people up the wall. Purpose. That chain link, when you're grinding up it, feels real good. So I'm going to grind you up that wall and change the angle and drag you against it. So instead of trying to drive people through the wall at that point, it's either drive them up or get them off. You can't let them hang out on the wall. Questions on that? All right, chill her out. 1, 2. All right, circle up. Last thing we're going to do here. So now I'm here, right? I get Dewey back to this wall. Things have gone my way, right? But let's say I step in here, and I don't feel like I can hit the single, but I also don't feel comfortable coming to this double. So it's like, I can't come here. I'm not feeling comfortable here, right? Our next option, I call it the high on back take. Here's why. I'm here. I'm trying to hit this, right? It's not working. High on. You're literally just going to wave, come over, and start taking the back. So literally I'm here, I'm driving in on this single, right? I'm still going to step behind this and have it hooked. Because if I don't have it hooked, he's going to start turning into me and doing stuff. So I want to have it hooked to where I keep him honest, right? But I'm driving to come behind him, and all I'm doing is I'm using this shoulder position to shuck him past me and grab this back grip. So now I have a hip grip, backpack, and I can start taking the back from there. But the motion to get behind him is a big swim motion, and it looks like you're waving. That's why it's called behind him. So I'm here, I'm driving behind him. I don't feel comfortable coming there. I'm going to step, throw him by, trap that arm. Now from here, it's back takes, sit up to his butt, jump takes back, and that's going to be more of a your game decision, but simplest option is just going to be a back trip there and attack the back. Questions on this? Same thing, we're here. You know, corralling Dewey, get him back to that wall. Well, I'm in on this single. I don't feel like I can hit this. I don't want to drive to that double. I'm here, I'm behind him. He goes like that, that's great. Boom, collapse. And leg drag. Punish, do what you want. But the big thing is, start circling towards his back and shucking him by with that arm. Questions? Driller out. 1, 2, 3. Point out to all you guys. So if I'm here, right, and we get him back to this wall, right, realize I don't have to hit one or the other. These 3 techniques, and there's more, but these 3 basic techniques can flow back and forth to each other. So like, let's say I'm here, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to hit this, but Dewey grabs a really hard wizard here. I can switch back to that double. Oh, it's not working. Okay, single. You know, I can flow back and forth through the 3 of these. Because realize, if you're fighting someone who's halfway decent at grappling, that first takedown is not the one that lands. It's the second, third, fourth piece. It's what they talk about when they're saying chain wrestling, or in jiu-jitsu, chain jiu-jitsu, where you can string those moves together. I talk about it all the time as the choose your own adventure book, right? You know, I'm going to make you pick A or B, and the longer my paths are on both A and B, the more likely I'm going to fuck you up. That's the reason I beat most of you. It's not because I'm just some magic wizard at jiu-jitsu, because I make you make a choice. You're either going to give me your neck or your arm. You say your arm. I say, okay, you're going to give me a Kimura or the arm bar. You say the arm bar. I say, okay, arm bar or bicep slicer. And I have a longer chain of moves that feed into each other than you guys do. So when you're like, oh, I beat his arm bar, it's like, yeah, you beat the arm bar, but guess what? We took a left turn here anyway. So you want to be able to start chaining those moves together. So now with your partner, just kind of 50% resistance. You're not trying to, be a dick and be like, you're never getting a take. But give a little bit of active resistance and make them kind of switch in between 1 or 2 of those. All right? 1, 2, 3.